Man, big energy, big energy. Y'all can't tell me y'all. Oh shoot. You can't tell me. It's been a minute, YouTube. It's been a minute, YouTube family, because so much has been happening. So many updates. A new car, a new job, a new body. I'm living in a new city, new relationships. Just a lot of new energy in my life right now. And I just want to update you on really transformation. Because transformation, I'm not gonna lie, it's just not about the material or the money. It takes intentionality to be transformational. You feel me? So I moved to Houston, Texas, and it has been a hell of a journey. Because when I first moved here, I did not have a job. You know, I was strong in my faith, believing that God was going to show up for me, and I didn't know what I was thinking, honestly. I didn't really have a healthy savings or any of those things. I was just trusting and hoping that, like, you know, I'm a divine child. I'm a divine being. So no matter where I go, I'm going to be taken care of. I'm going to be covered. And when I moved to Houston, I didn't have an apartment for 3 months. So I was sleeping on people's couches. I was in hotels. I was in Airbnbs. I don't know how, but it worked out. I never slept in my car. I never not had food in my stomach. I always had my needs met. Right? So faith works in mysterious ways. It doesn't just work out in the way that you think it does. It works in mysterious ways. So much has happened. I'm just so grateful. I'm so thankful. I just love my life. I'm so happy that God has chosen me, that my higher self has chosen me, that I've been able to meditate my way into success and destiny and favor. Y'all, it's like when you go through some shit, when you on top or when you in the W era, you just appreciate it a lot more. I don't even know where to start. Alright, so I moved to Houston, Texas. I moved here because I wanted the lifestyle, right? I was living in North Carolina with a roommate, and now I'm in Houston, Texas for the first time living by myself at 27. That's pretty cool, actually. It's a little bit more responsibility, and I'm learning like lifestyle. I'm learning routine. I'm gonna share videos about that as well, but I'm just learning how to really adult for real. And you may think somebody may have it down packed in their early 20s, but no, it's a process to it. So I moved to Houston. Now I started working at a juvenile jail, and I promise you, this was actually a fun ass job. I was working at a juvenile jail. The only thing is, it wasn't really paying much. You ever been to a job where like you actually like it, but you know you're not getting paid the amount you want to get paid? And even when they pay you the amount you want to get paid, you always want more after a minute, because that gets a little comfortable. It gets a little like stagnant, like I'm used to these checks every 2 weeks. I'm trying to increase it. So I was working at a jail, but what I realized is that sometimes God does not send you places just for the money. Oh my gosh. God does not send you places just for the money. Sometimes it's merely for the experience. So I was in this space and I was learning a lot, understanding what these young men were experiencing in relation to trauma and poverty and not having enough resources and not really using their mind properly, right? So once I started to like open my eyes up to how they were living, once I left there, I then had a seed of wanting to open my own facility down the road in my career. I would have never known I wanted to do that if I was never in that particular space. And I know it's going to happen because my heart is invested in it. It was never about the money there. Leaving there, I landed a position that I didn't even know was coming. And I got paid the most I've ever got paid before, right? 10K plus a month. It felt kind of interesting because I was paying off debt and doing this, but once it started to really flow in, the overflow really started to overflow. It evolved me into purchasing a Range Rover. Oh my gosh! And the Range Rover is it's something I've been wanting to manifest for quite some time. But the thing is, I thought that it was going to happen in another way, but it happened through this way. That's the beautiful thing about life. Like, it's so adventurous that you never know how it's going to show up for you about what you want for yourself until it actually happens. Then you realize, like, oh shoot, it was ready to be manifested this entire time. I just wasn't in tune with doing it. So that manifested into my world, and you know, I've been having it for quite some time. And right now, my life is so much more flexible. I'm so much more wiser. I got a strong routine in the gym. I really just want to go in detail about the process and every hiccup that I had mentally and emotionally and spiritually, and breaking down the concept of transformation, because it's not just glitz and glams. It's so much in between, and it's not hard work. It's just so much mind work. You feel me? Because the mind will try to play tricks on you as if you're not him, as if you're not her. And that's where the hard work comes from. Disciplining the mind to realize, like, you know what, I got this. You know what, I'm in my bag. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But you first have to tap in to, like, and stay committed to the process too. Because if I would have gave up and went back home to Ohio, which I thought I was, I really thought I was. My family was telling me to come back home. My friends were telling me to come back home. But I just kept pushing. I was like, no, I'm sitting here for a reason. I'm not in Texas for no reason. I'm sitting here for a purpose. So, all in all, I'm excited for this next chapter. It's not even about 2024. You already know, we spiritually tapped in. The new year doesn't even start until March. We focused on Q1. What can we do in the first 4 months of this year to optimize who we are as people? What can we do to optimize who we are in the mind? How can we optimize our money? Because guess what? Spiritual health equals material wealth. You need to be rich spiritually so you can be rich physically. And I've learned that it's not just about the money, because when you have the money, you're still going to feel empty on the inside. And guess what we turn to when we feel empty on the inside? We turn to lust, we turn to drugs, we turn to alcohol, we turn to the nightlife, and so forth. Just unhealthy habits that really is not fulfilling. And we're going to keep circling and circling and going in a circle, going in a circle, in a circle, in a circle. Going in a circle, act like we about to go somewhere and we're not. It's just chasing the void of that dopamine release. So spiritual health, taking care of your spirit, is really going to lead you to riches. But I want you to know something that I realized. When I moved to Houston, I didn't realize it took action to get to where I wanted to go. I thought I was about to meditate my way into it, just be like, meditate my way. Damn, that's a lot of Amazon trucks. I was going to meditate my way into it, and it's just going to come to me. But what I didn't realize, the gap between what I wanted and where I was me taking action to get there. So looking back at it, I should have, like, you know, transferred my therapy license and worked the job here and built myself up in that way. But I was hoping for something more supernatural, something more, you know, unique. You know, because, you know, I'm just that type of guy. I'm a unique type of person. So I was hoping for something more supernatural. But my faith is so much more stronger now that I realize what's up. So my final message, I don't want this to be too long. I just want to say, if you're in a season of not really knowing how your life is going to turn out, like you're frustrated in the moment, sometimes you feel sad and you're crying and no one understands you and you don't want to open up to anyone because your humility, I just want to encourage you to stay with it. You are learning yourself through the thick and through the thin. Because guess what? As you ascend to success, you're only going to be your only person. It's going to be you and God. It's only going to be you and God. It's not going to be no one else but you and God. So in those moments when things are thick, that's the perfect chance to lean into God, and God is just going to hold you. God is going to care for you. Whoever your God is, I believe my God is inside of me. And when I start loving on myself and taking care of myself, as you see, I'm getting teary-eyed. As I start loving on myself and taking care of myself, I realize that's where my true power is at. So anytime I may feel down or exhausted or frustrated or something that's not going my way, I take a moment of silence to tap into the atmosphere of my inner God. Playing that music, going into meditation, going into the gym and putting on headphones, taking a drive, doing whatever you need to do to get yourself in that spiritual space to evolve. Because you must go through those moments to evolve into your highest self. Because once you're at the mountaintop, you're going to have a story to tell other people of how you did it. Because that's the vessel. You're the vessel to share that. It's too early. That's all I wanted to say. Just some updates. I got a lot more heat for the family, for the community, for YouTube, and I'm excited to share, man. As always, we setting the tone, big energy, you already know.